Tucker ready to get this one started. And we are underway from the Superdome. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Ready? Yellow lady, yellow lady. Cut. 12. March 50, march 50, march 50. Pick it up. Kill. Check nine.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check, hot route. Hot. 44 is the mic. Check.
Here's Breeze to throw. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Darren Lee there to get him down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
We're good. High 4, ready. He's coming. Hey, kill. Kill. Turn it up.
Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. He's got Smith here. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. In our meetings this week, they kind of tipped us off. They wanted to play ultra-aggressive, forcing fumbles. They just did that right there.
They took it to the next level, didn't they? You're exactly right, because everyone talks about being aggressive on defense and tackling well, but they were talking about getting after the football, making sure the ball was stripped out each and every time they lined up someone to get them on the ground.
And the adjustment working early.
95-56.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
95-56. We own them. Hey, alert 3. You go tight. You got tight right there.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Breeze gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on it and then let him run.
He's got some space.
Let's go, team. It's going to be a long day, offense.
Breeze now on first down. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jared Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10.
43, 43, 15. Let it go, baby.
They'll start here with Jackson. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
They go play action. Now Mahomes. He's going to rifle one deep. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play, and even 40 yards. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now here's Mahomes. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the 1st down. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
It's now 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Chiefs tried it, but they're turned away on 4th down. And the Saints will have the football back. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Ready, 5-9. Mike 50. Under. Our time. It's our time. Wide. Get wide. Check. He's coming. We got double up. 5-9. Check nickel. Switch. Check 3.
They'll run out of the gun with Kamara, pushing through the contact. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Opposite. 10. Hey, switch gears. Sammy.
49, check 49.
Now Breeze on third down. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Chiefs offense are not set to begin this drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA, with a sack. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement, because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful when you have that much.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marshawn Lattimore. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
The Saints take over first and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Shift! Watch the shift! Check! Greystone, travel.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight.
To throw, it's Breeze. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Let's get off the field, D. Check. Lucky. Hey, kill. Tighten up. Check your hot read.
They fake the give. Here's Breeze. Throwing left side, it's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Let's go, boy. Bring it on.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. From the 27, Mahomes. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Touchdown. Touchdown, baby. Yeah.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every...
And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Mahomes going to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Well, there's your first ROI, right? Return on investment of their first-round pick. His first NFL sack. I know they want him to be an impact player right out of the gate.
A lot of pressure to put on a young man, but I think you agree he has the ability to deliver on it.
And he just did. Probably the first of many sacks in a long career.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Looking to throw is Mahomes. It's Hill, complete. Mahomes finding Hill for a big play. 43 yards. But one thing's for sure, they're going to have to come up with something at halftime because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
They'll try the ground game with Jackson. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ready.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Hey, kill.
On the ground, this is Camaro. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. There's Breeze. And the pressure gets to Breeze as he's taken down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things has gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget.
Ready.
Now on 3rd down, an extra DB out there for the Chiefs.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy?
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Ready. 5-9. Mike, 44. Hey, get in the weight room. 13. 44 to Mike. 44. Good. Mike 4. Ready. That's what I do. Check.
From the gun on 3rd down, Breeze. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Yeah, Sanders now to return. A 46-yard punt, 8 yards on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check 26. One tag. Sponge. No.
They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He finds an opening past the 40. And now running right through him. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. That costs your team.
Mahomes now to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Not able to go anywhere that time. 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
On play action, it's Mahomes. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Cameron Jordan able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Good job, fellas.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And the pressure gets to him again. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Let's go.
At their own 39-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Breeze will try again on 2nd down. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Saints on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Under. Check 24. Easy, opposite. Out. Tonight.
From the gun, it's Breeze. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. Thomas, the intended target. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working.
Yellow. I've got blue lady.
6-man. Check curls.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. It's Williams on the catch. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll run out of the gun here, Williams. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Shift. Kill.
Hey, rip list.
They run on 1st down with Jackson. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. They come out here in the eye. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown. Tyreek Hill with touchdown number 8 on the year, as his guys are back within a single score.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability, as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if
into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 34. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right down Broadway. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? That's fielded in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. The Chiefs' offense are not set to begin this drive. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, this is Jackson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 12 yards there and a first down. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the 3rd quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Check 37. Check 37. Check. Crunch. Switch.
They stay on the ground this time. It's Williams. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Here comes the ball.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. 12 yards there and a first down.
We got this.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice gain.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Second and 2 at their 48-yard line.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. On the carry, it's Jackson. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field.
Move. Hey, 57, 57. Watch the attack. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. He's going to let this go deep for Jim. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Chiefs have taken the lead. Butker now to add the extra point. And that one gives them a 3-point lead.
Next to score, Chiefs 24, Saints 21. Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Saints take over first.
Come on now, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Switch. Check. Watch the shit. Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. Watch the shit. Whip. Watch the whip.
Play action. Breeze. Looking here for Smith downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. That was close to a big play and just a little bit too far that he was led. He caught it but couldn't stay in bounds, Charles.
Yeah, I'm not very good at these sort of things, but I have to believe the farther you are downfield, the less your margin for error in throwing the ball, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, so they gave it a good effort there. Really tried, just couldn't complete it.
Good. I-4, ready. Mike's 50. Hey, kill. Bang. Go. Bang. Check 50. 11. 50's the mark. Where's that? Coming for you. You mine.
Shotgun now for Breeze. And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is making sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late.
Defenses, get off the field, defense.
Throwing again on second down. Mahomes, he's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Partner, the way this offense has marched up and down the field during this game, it's almost a surprise to see an incomplete pass on third down, isn't it?
Yeah, they have had their foot on the gas all game long, but here finally stalling out. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line.
At their own 12-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Hey, check. Mike 50, Mike 50.
From midfield, here's Breeze. Thomas has got it, complete. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
5-9.
Watch the slant.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Watch the over. Screen. Good. Mike 4. Ready.
Shift. Check 9.
Check. Check hot route. Hot. Check.
Breeze to throw on 3rd and 1. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 22. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now he'll square up and throw deep. He's got a man, complete. It's a gain of 35. Charles, you talk so much about quick change plays. There's one right there. You get the turnover, and boom, hit him with a big one.
And defenses plan for this all the time. They work on it in practice. But in the middle of a game, when that quick change takes place, oftentimes guys aren't as focused as they need to be.
Kill.
Check safety.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs 1st down.
Get ready.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down.
Back now here live in New Orleans. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Turn up. Kill.
Mahomes now on first down. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there at 22. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Now it's Mahomes again. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Mahomes going to pull it out and keep it himself. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Damian Williams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. It seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point, because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
A good gain there on first down. That run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Breeze now to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Breeze to throw. Open man is Michael Thomas. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Breeze now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
12.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
From just shy of midfield, Breeze, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kendall Fuller, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
He better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
To throw again on 2nd down, Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 32 on the play.
Just more of the same there, partner. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for him.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys are just saying, let's just keep running it at them. We've got them now.
They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. On 2nd down now, it's Jackson. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it'll bring us now to a 3rd and goal.
Yellow. On the line.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right.
To throw is Mahomes. And he's got it. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. From 8 yards out, the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Now a desperation throw deep down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Juan Thornhill. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. No, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there.
Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Box trap. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now. Mike 5. Mike 5.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Five's the mic. Five's the mic. Easy.
You ain't got it.
My turn.
Throwing is Mahomes on third. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It's taken to the 26. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Under 10, 10.
Hey, switch gears.
Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it. And they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
So for Kansas City, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.